All right, so you're pretty crafty, but how can you make that work for you? How can you make money? Artists, designers, and crafters are finding success by selling their handmade goods, like all of this, on Etsy. It's basically an online marketplace that reaches people all over the place. So some of those success stories can be found right here in Northeast Wisconsin. This is Kelly Grace Quacklar, and this is Melissa Bortz, and they have found success, and they're going to tell us all about themselves. And Kelly, let's start with you, and what do you make?
Well, I make cozies for just about everything, from an iPad to a Kindle or a Nook to your cell phone, and then also purses, card cases,
headbands, matching headbands. Yes. If you want your iPhone case to match your headband, Kelly's the person to talk to.
Or not coordinating, because that's the way I work. And then my biggest seller on Etsy are my travel wallets and passport covers, because there's a great lack of cute travel accessories out there. So that's where I've really done well on Etsy.
And you are a fiber artist, Melissa.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your work. We stopped by her studio the other day to see the work in action, but tell us what you make.
Me and my business partner Jesse, we make yarn, and we make the fiber to make the yarn, and then if you don't knit or spin, then we have products that we knit up.
And yeah, here's the video of them working like mad. The spinning the wool that's locally found, right?
Yes, we use local cheap farms. We use one that's up in Door County, Whitefish Bay Farms.
So they clean the wool, they dye the wool, then they spin it. And how successful have you been in the last year or so?
We just started, we've been on Etsy for about a year, and we have over 100 sales, so we're starting off pretty good.
And is that the only thing that you do, is put your yarn and the wool on Etsy, or do you go to craft fairs and things like that?
We do craft shows, and we do specifically like fiber shows we started getting into. So.
All right, so 100 sales already for her business called Hello Pearl. But Kelly, you've been at this a little bit longer, and you've had some real success.
Yes.
We're going to show you her website as Kelly talks a little bit about how things have been going for you on Etsy.
Great. Well, I've been on Etsy for almost 6 years now, and we have exceeded 4,800 sales, and that's pieces sold on Etsy, and I've sold all over the world. And the really fun thing is that I've actually got some great wholesale connections where I sell to boutiques and gift shops who found me on Etsy. So I had a guy who found me on Etsy in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and he started ordering stuff, and now he sells it in his boutique there. So it's been great. Etsy's, I ship every day. All over the world. I've got a boutique in Singapore, actually.
Wow. So when I said all over the globe, I meant it. Because, I mean, anybody who's on the internet can find your product.
Yes.
So let's help people at home, if they're crafters or designers like Kelly or Melissa. What do they need to know to be successful on Etsy? The first thing you say is make sure you take great pictures.
Yeah, great pictures is the most important thing, because people can't touch and feel your things. So you've got to have a great photo, and what I always tell people is search for things like yours, and then make sure that your pictures stand out amongst everybody else's.
So they go to yours, not the other person.
Yeah, absolutely.
Give your shop a cohesive feel.
Right, either via your branding, you know, have a great logo, sew your logo into your tags, make the photos all kind of staged similarly. In my shop, everything has a white background, is kind of tilted similarly so that it looks like a shop. I want it to look like, you know, you're shopping on the web in a professional store.
And it's not so random.
Yep.
Think like a buyer, not a crafter.
When writing your item descriptions, think like a buyer, because a lot of these people who are buying your things are the general public. They're not crafters, because if they're crafters, they might actually make it themselves. So, you know, when you're searching for a headband, are you going to say, I'm looking for this fabric by this manufacturer? No.
I want it to be yellow and, with a little bit of gray. Don't undervalue your work with cheap prices.
No, don't undervalue your work. You may just be a hobbyist who just likes to do it to maybe pay for your craft supplies. That's awesome, but you're competing out there, and who do you want your competitor to be? A discount box store or the boutique down the street?
And finally, list fewer items more often.
Yes.
Is that because people actually follow you on Etsy?
Well, it keeps you at the front of the queue, because there's two ways to search on Etsy as a buyer, and that's by recency or relevancy. So if they're searching by relevancy, you've got to have a great description. That's where thinking like a buyer comes in. if they search via recency, they're looking at the things that were most recently put up online. And if you are listing several times throughout the day, it keeps you at the top of that queue.
Good advice. And Kelly's going to have even more advice because she's going to have a class at DIY Studios on Broadway in Green Bay. And as you take another look at this, remember, this is Gracie Designs. This is Hello Pearl. You can find them both on Etsy, and we'll put those links on our website, fox11online.com. Click on Good Day Wisconsin.